Mic test, mic test. Mic check, mic check. We are live here at the Goggin Ice Center for what is quite possibly the matchup of the season for the Red Hawks as they face a bit of a grudge match, a clash of titans between them and Indiana University. Miami and the Hoosiers last met at the end of last season in the final game for all the marbles, the championship. And the Hoosiers took down Miami 5-4 in overtime. So Miami, again, a bit of a grudge match. Miami looking to regain the summit here tonight. Miami, historically good against Indiana in regular season play. For the ACHA website, in league games over the past 5 seasons, Miami is an undefeated 4-0 against the Hoosiers. However, the Hoosiers won when it counted, as that's gloved by Jack Stiles. Starting in net tonight, goaltender Jack Roach, 20-year-old sophomore, 6 foot even, 185 pounds, from Maple Grove, Minnesota. Last season, he played 7 games, went 5-2-0 with a 3.11 GAA and an .855 save percentage for some pretty impressive stats. Meanwhile, on the ice, his opposite number, Jack Stiles, looks out to play it. Gets out to center ice, and it's taken up the other way by the Hoosiers. De Lorenzo drives play, a rebound out in front of Roach. That's knocked away. Gets out to the point, trying to make a point shot. Out and cross, out in front, he scores! And Will Jerami is going to break the ice very early in this game, only less than 90 seconds in. And the Hoosiers make their voice known. So that top Miami line already staring down a 1-0 deficit as they switch off for line number 2, centered by Berlando. Simeone plays it across. McCauley up for Berlando. Berlando up center ice. Puts it in deep. Luke Miller chases it down. Trying to get out there for it to support him was Gangler, but nothing doing. Long-range shot attempt by De Lorenzo, but that went wide of Roach. Held in at the line by Chambers. Chambers all the way across to Brandenburg. Brandenburg fires a shot that goes wide. Loops off the boards and goes all the way back down into Indiana's zone. They've controlled play so far tonight. Berlando shadowing his man, almost creating a good turnover there for Miami. But now up the other way is Brandenburg. Brandenburg, another sharp angle shot and another miss. Indiana with yet another sharp angle shot attempt, that time being blocked by the skate of Berlando. Berlando passes it off to McCauley below zone net. McCauley up ahead for Miller. Luke Miller brings it in, tried to drop it off for Simeone. Miscommunication. Simeone managed to keep it, throw it all the way in, but that goes wide of the net again. Now trying to play it up the other way is Rosenberg. Loses it there to Cowan. Cowan up, bouncing off the stick there of Gus Anderson. Miami employing a dump and chase strategy. They want to get physical here as Gus Anderson does just that. Out to the front of the net, nobody's home, so it's stripped away by Indiana. Taken down by Anderson there was Big John Zach. Shot, rebound, 2 saves made by Stiles. Now bringing it up the other way, Ben Rosenberg. Rosenberg gets around Cowan. Rosenberg has some room, goes for the wraparound. What a save by Zaharansky. Roach wasn't going to make it in time, so Zaharansky threw his body up against the post and prevented the wraparound goal. This could have been a 2-0 game easily. Not for Zaharansky's heroics. Good takeaway there by Cowan. Cowan's got some room. Cowan's in, and he can't get a full shot away as he collided with Rajko Maric. Maric has it now. Maric turns and evades. Breakout attempt here for the Hoosiers. Now held on by Wheatley. Wheatley advances it up ahead for Ford. And it's taken away by the Red Hawks. A little reverse hit there by Colin Hartwell. So he got the puck in deep into Indiana territory. Indiana maintains possession. Good hit there by Lawrence to knock his man off the puck. Hartwell controls it at the blue line. Tried to feed it across for McCormick, but he couldn't get there. And now Eric Miller gets it down for him. Puck battle on the near side boards in front of the Indiana bench. McCormick trying to get there, couldn't beat out Pizzuto for the puck. And it's cleared out into neutral ice. Lawrence plays it back up ahead for Hartwell. Hartwell crosses that blue line, puts it on net, and that's stopped and held on by Stiles. Well, not the start that Miami was looking for, but they've gotten control of it. Speaking of not the start you're looking for, the Hoosiers followed up their national championship season with a 0-7 start to the season, losing 7 straight games to go down 0-7. However, since October 11th, the Hoosiers have gone 6-1, so now they sit almost back to 500 despite a 7-game losing streak. Miami with a much more successful start to their season, but still, the Red Hawks are definitely going to look to make it count where it matters, and that is in the postseason. Breakout play made by the Red Hawks. Douglas all the way out looking for Freiberger. He couldn't quite make it there in time, but he negated the icing. Freiberger gets it across for Douglas. Miscommunication there. Freiberger's going to have to chase down his own pass. Indiana steals it away once again, bouncing off the stick of Burke. And put back in to Hoosier territory by the Red Hawks. Tired forward line will make a change. Simeone and McCauley both stay out. Good glove there by McCauley to knock down the dump-in attempt and bring it back the other way for Miami. Luke Miller getting physical there, trying to chase down that puck. Gets out to the point for McCauley. McCauley fires a shot and a glove save by Stiles. Just under 6 minutes gone here in this first period. Still 1-0 in favor of Indiana. But as I was mentioning earlier, Miami got off the schneid pretty quickly. Definitely didn't want to give up a goal. Only 82 seconds into the game, but if you're going to do it, might want to turn it around right afterwards, and that's what they've done so far. Indiana holds it in their own territory. Jerami, the goal scorer. Down for Brandenburg. Looking to feed, streaking Jake Rock. And going offsides there was De Lorenzo. So another 20 seconds passes. Offside against Indiana. Now Nate Berlando will take the faceoff. Berlando with Luke Miller on his left, Gangler on his right. Zaharansky plays it to Cowan. Up ahead to Berlando and then Miller. Miller on the attack. Berlando pinned against the boards by big defenseman Maric. Tries to take it up the other way. That's stolen by Zaharansky. Zaharansky absorbing a big hip check there from Rock. Guess his last name isn't Rock for nothing. Indiana maintaining control. Good takeaway there by Gangler. A fancy move to hold on to possession of it below the net. And that puck stuck on his stick like glue. He's being attacked by 3 Hoosiers, and they can't take it from him. Turning and firing a shot off the side of the net there was Gerling. Very good possession game there by Gangler, and he goes to the bench for a well-earned rest. Fantastic shift there, allowing his line mates to get off for a change, and he kept possession of it on his own the entire time. Out to the point. Drew Lawrence firing a shot that bounced off a body in front. Anderson now. Schweitzer. This puck goes out of play. 12:25 to go here in period number 1. Miami gradually gaining momentum here. Nothing to show for it on the score sheet so far, but if they keep going at this rate, I have to imagine it won't take too terribly long. Knock on wood. Adam Marsink at the point. joined by Tyler Bell. As right off the face-off, that's gloved by Stiles. Tyler Bell, the big power play quarterback for Miami, out there trying to supplement the offense with the first line. Indiana takes it out now. Putting it all the way in was Rosenberg. Getting their first down, taking a whack at his skates, but staying up was Marsink. Turnover there. Down and deep for Ruffer. And held in by Pizzuto. Back down for Chambers. Battle for the puck, won by Indiana. Out at the point. Pizzuto trying to fire a shot. Good block there by Miller. Out to Hartwell. Hartwell brings it across the line. Reverses at the blue line, but a miscommunication with McCormick causes a turnover. Coming to the rescue to that play, though, was Freiberger coming fresh off the bench as Freiberger takes a tumble. Student fans want to call. They're not going to get it. And Mitchell McCormick now has it. Excuse me, Michael McCormick. I don't know where I got Mitchell. Thrown down the other way, all the way down the length of the ice for an icing against the Hoosiers. 11:13 to go in period number 1. Still 1-0 in favor of Indiana. Some pressure there applied by the Hoosiers. But good defensive play, blocking shots, taking away passing lanes. And Miami lives to fight another day. Face-off won by the Hoosiers, controlled in their own end. Looping the puck out into neutral ice. And now taking up the other way. Trying to chase that puck down, the fast Andrew Chambers. Chambers has pressure along the boards. And that's going to be a call against Barry. And now Miami, inopportune timing for a penalty. He's going to get a cross-checking. So with 10:51 to go here in period number 1, it's Barry to the box for cross-checking. Not that kind of Barry he was looking for. So, Miami gets their first look at special teams, but not the special team they want to work on. Quick shot off the point, bounces off a body and goes wide of Roach. Controlled now by Rock. Rock firing a shot, that doesn't hit the net. Jerami. Back to De Lorenzo. Back to Jerami, who tries to take a shot, didn't make it all the way through. Battle for the puck in the near side corner. Almost out in front, trying to collect it there was Burke. He couldn't do it in time. Jerami again. Out on the other side, glove save made by Roach. De Lorenzo was looking for his first. And the glove hand of Jack Roach says no. So, 34 seconds of this penalty so far, killed off by Miami. See if they can go the distance. Lawrence trying to play it, gets to Berlando. Big backhand by Berlando, but held in at the line briefly by Myers before Douglas cleans it up and gets it the rest of the way. Rock with it again. Up for Jerami up ice. Turned over back to Douglas. Douglas up ice. Fire shot, hit the post! Hockey is a game of inches, and Drew Douglas was just about an inch away from tying this game up shorthanded. Hoosiers back up the other way. It's Rock. Rock coming around the net. Back for Jerami. Jerami drops it back down to Rock. Across. Firing a shot there. Just wide was Myers. Rock has it again. Rock centering it out in front. No tip. Goes wide. Back at the point to Rock once again. Down low Myers. Back to Rock. Across for Jerami. Jerami fires. Tipped in front but knocked away by the Miami defense, and Bell will clear it down the length of the ice. Gloved out of the air though by Jerami. Final 10 seconds ticking down on this penalty. Hoosiers looking to get one last zone entry out of it at the very least. And now bringing it up the other way is De Lorenzo. De Lorenzo into the attacking zone. Simiani bodies him up along the boards. Good physicality there by Simiani, and that'll do it for the penalty. Miami kills it off. Still controlled by the Hoosiers. Shot on net, blocked by Simeoni. Great shift going on for Michael Simeoni. Now it's brought up the other way by Jude Barry. Barry across for Freiberger, trying to get a shot on net. Stymied, though, by the Hoosiers' body that was shadowing him. And that will stop that attempt. Throwing one in on net there from long range was Pizzuto. Glove down and then played by Roach. McCauley trying to advance it out. Stymied by Rosenberg, but he does get it into neutral, then offensive ice anyways. Hoosiers trying to bring it back up the other way, and they do. Zach couldn't get it all the way in. Rosenberg with it now. Sharp angle shot, bouncing off a body and going wide. Might have been the blocker of Roach. Anderson trying to make a play. Battle for the puck in net. Pinning his man along the wall. Gerling. Shadowed by Anderson. Now supported by Simeoni, who takes the puck. Simeoni holds on to it. Throws it out to neutral ice. Gloved down by Zach. Big hit by Gerling on Zach. All that size and only a missing stick to show for it. Big hit by Gerling. Dump back in by the Hoosiers, but it's Miami's puck to control. McCauley passes it up to avoid a hit. And won't go the length of the ice. Miami gets a lucky break there off a bouncing puck. And now they're applying the offensive pressure. Big hit made there by Schweitzer. Things are getting physical early on here. That's exactly the kind of game Miami wants to get into. Wear down your opponent. Make it tougher for them later. Battle for the puck. Out in front. Miller firing a shot. That doesn't get through traffic. Anderson trying to collect it. Berlando does. Down out in front for Anderson. Anderson trying to drag a shot. The puck is loose, and that's taken away by the Hoosiers and brought up the other way. It's Urbanchik. Couldn't make the hit, and Anderson takes it up the other way. Anderson trying to fire a shot. The stick goes with him of the other Hoosier that was shadowing him. Anderson trying to lay one across, and that's a miscommunication. But Bell gets back in time to prevent a breakaway. Back into the Hoosier zone. Giving chases Berlando and Gangler. Berlando on the puck, trying to make the breakout hard for the Hoosiers, and that's exactly what they were looking for, but eventually gets to Slavin. Slavin on the attack. Slavin avoids his man, gets a shot, blocker saved by Roach. Back out at the point, dump back in, down to Slavin once more. Marchink makes his way in there. Hartwell looking for Luke Miller. Couldn't get there in time, but Bell cleans up the rest, gets it back up for Miller, who tips it into the Hoosier zone. Bell shadows and retreats. Hoosiers try to bring it up the other way. Knocked all the way back in by Cowan. Hartwell intercepts the breakout attempt, puts it back in deep, forces the Hoosiers to recollect and try again. Down deep for Myers. Myers got it up ahead for Ford. Ford on the attack. Ford and Cowan body up. Cowan pins him along the low boards at the goal line. Hartwell out for Eric Miller. Gets just out of the way of Eric Miller's stick. Now Zaharansky forced to retreat. Trying to body up his man, trying to get a shot away unsuccessfully, and that'll be held on by Roach. Red Hawks not very happy with the extra contact on the goalie attempt made there by Ford and Reindl. As the Hoosiers get sent away. 4:58 to go here in period number one. An extended shift there. Back and forth action, Miami having the better of it. But still a 0 on the board to show for it. Hartwell ejected from the face-off, forcing Eric Miller to come in his stead. And that face-off is, as a result, won by the Hoosiers. Controlling it at the point, Grimes. Grimes loses it to Miller. Miller is not going to be able to get there in time for a breakaway, but he's trying to gain possession of the puck. He gets a backhand on net, the rebound, another backhand! Net comes off, referee says no goal. A truculent attempt made there by Eric Miller, ending up with him partially colliding with Stiles and the net coming off its moorings. A brief discussion among referees. but it will be no goal. Styles actually broke his stick on that play too, so he needs to go to the bench and get a new one. Very late start, uncharacteristically so for Miami, at least at home. 11:42 p.m. here at the Goggin Ice Center. Right now, we're not even done with the first period. However, this is not the latest that Miami's had to play. Their first game at the University of Kentucky earlier this season, puck dropped after midnight. So they weren't, and this was an overnight trip, so they weren't home until the odd hours of the night. Puck goes the length of the ice in favor of Miami, but no icing on the play. Cowan will get there first anyways. Freiberger up ahead for Barry. Barry trying to start the attack. Gets back to Freiberger, and then he loses it. Up the other way, Jerami, the goal scorer. Jerami, touch and go. Good takeaway by Miami. Now Douglas up the other way. Douglas might have some room. Douglas up the right side, firing a shot, and that's stopped and held on by Styles. Good play there by Douglas. He's been looking for one of those all night. He almost got a short-handed goal on the same attempt, but he hit the post. So number 8, a player to watch out for tonight. Drew Douglas is hungry. With 4:10 to go here in period number 1. Miami going to be unleashing the heavy artillery. Line number 1. Ever dangerous Michael McCormick. Played up the other way by the Hoosiers. Taken away by Simeone. Taken back by the Hoosiers out in front of the net, though, but there to ruin any chances of a net front goal was McCauley. Up the other way for Hartwell. McCauley now joining the attack. McCauley has the puck, fires just wide. Miami clawing and scratching their way through, trying to wear down this Hoosier defense. Hartwell couldn't get it at the line. Big hit taken there by McCormick. He gets, or excuse me, that's Anderson. Seems none the worse for wear. Or no, perhaps that was McCormick as he's laboring on the bench. Doubled over, but he seems to not be wanting to go anywhere. Meanwhile, back out to the point for the Hoosiers, firing a shot on net. Stopped up and held by Roach. Good period by both goaltenders so far, as we approach the final 3 minutes of period number 1. Stepping up to take the face-off, Daniel Gerling. And he will be opposed by Slavin. Or excuse me, they make a last-second switch. Urbanchik. Urbanchik wins it. Back out at the point to Myers. Lawrence has it. Up ahead was getting on to Schweitzer, but that bounced off a skate down to Marsink. And then into neutral ice by Miami. They can't hold on, though. All the way back down to the Miami zone. Lawrence to play it again. Reverse pass off the boards. Up ahead for Anderson. Gus Anderson up the right side. Anderson, he's got some room. Backhands on net. Pad save made there by Styles. And there's a whistle. And what do we have? Miami bench asking for an interference. Miami bench asking for a penalty shot, but that's definitely not going to get that. But it will be a Miami power play. With 2:37 to go in period number 1, Miami's first power play comes out to the ice by way of a penalty drawn, and Ray Myers goes to the box. Not sure what they ended up calling, but a penalty is a penalty, and it's 2 minutes regardless. Played in deep by the Red Hawks' first unit. Back at the point to McCormick, across for Bell. Bell back to McCormick. McCormick faking a shot, gets it down to Hartwell, back for McCormick. Bell loses it in his skates, up the other way. Now we got a breakaway coming the other way for Rosenberg. Rosenberg is in. Rosenberg couldn't get the puck away. Ironically, taking the puck away on a breakaway because the defenseman lost the puck in their skates. Rosenberg does the exact same thing on the breakaway. So Miami wiping the sweat off their brows there as they get away with one. Dropped off from Miller by Luke. Miller. Back at the point, McCormick. Bell Back from McCormick. Dragging, firing a shot. The rebound is there for Miller. He can't collect it in time. The puck goes below the net. Luke Miller. McCormick loads up a shot, fires. Pad save made by Stiles. Rosenberg has it again. Elects to carry. No pressure by Miami, so he throws it in deep. Minute and a half to go in the period, 50 seconds to go in the power play. Second unit out for Miami. With the exception of Bell, he's still out there. Now Bell makes a change for Cowan. Berlando in. Berlando bounces it off the backboards, looking for Gangler. Gangler just getting there in time. Will loop around the boards. McCauley trying to make a play on the puck. That's taken away again by the Hoosiers. Glove down at the blue line by Gangler. Gangler trying to weave his way in. Sharp angle shot stopped by Stiles. The rebound cleared down the length of the ice by the Hoosiers. Final 10 seconds in the power play. Miami in a similar spot to the Hoosiers in their power play, trying to at least get a zone entry out of it. Berlando will play. Berlando up the left side, drops it off for Douglas. Across for Gangler. Back at the point. Cowan. Cowan fires, bounces off a body. The rebound is loose. Scores! Miami ties it back up with 33 to go! And who else but Drew Douglas? This crowd is fired up now. Won't count for the power play goal, but it will count as a goal nonetheless. So with 33 to go here, Miami ties it back up. And they'll look to hold that tie game heading into the second period. Lawrence playing it below his own net. Zaharansky. All the way out, he was looking for Schweitzer. Schweitzer couldn't get a touch on it, but it won't go the length of the ice. Now out in front, Schweitzer looking to get it there. Not getting there in time, though. Brandenburg with it. Final 10 seconds of the period. Zaharansky taken away by the Hoosiers. Good hit attempt there by Gerling, thrown back out into neutral ice, and that'll do it for period number one. When we come back for period number two, a late goal in the final 33 seconds by Drew Douglas, who's been all over the ice tonight, tying it up for Miami, 1-1. We'll be back for the second period. Ice is cut. Fans are antsy. Players are ready. We are back live at Miami University's Goggin Ice Center. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Coulter Piper coming back to you for period number 2 of the Indiana Hoosier champions versus the runner-up Miami Redhawks. A clash of titans in the Battle of Hoosier Alley. For those not in the know, while situated in Ohio, Miami is just a short way from the border. Miami University, situated in Oxford, Ohio, only about a mile and a half from the Indiana border, just down the road from the split in half College Corner. College Corner residing in Ohio, West College Corner residing in Indiana. Home to Union County Elementary School, which is literally split down the state line. Fun fact. So half the elementary school is in Indiana, the other half is in Ohio. In any case, this game is in Ohio, all the way down the ice, I promise. And the Redhawks ready to show that Oxford, Ohio pride. The Indiana Hoosiers rocking their state emblem on their flag on their right shoulders, eager to do the same for their state of Indiana. Those watching at home, Miami in the whites. They will be going left to right on your screen. Hoosiers in maroon, burgundy maroon, whatever you want to call it. I'll go with navy red because let's be honest, burgundy is just navy red, like how navy blue is just navy blue. Hoosiers in burgundy, right to left. Face-off won by the Hoosiers to open period number 2. We are still tied at 1 after a late goal from Drew Douglas. Play at the point by Zaharansky. Cowan back to Zaharansky. Zaharansky has a seam. He'll go up it. Zaharansky up the right side, dropping it off for Miller. Miller fires a shot, glove down by Stiles. Early start there for the Redhawks. Good play there by Zaharansky. He saw a small weakness in the Hoosiers' neutral zone setup, and he took it and ran with it. Hartwell taking that face off. Battle for it. Hoosiers will come out with it, just barely. Up the other way is Slavin. Slavin puts it down the length of the ice unintentionally as it gets legs and gives Miami an icing. So a face-off in the Hoosier zone. And a gift for that first Redhawks line. And barking at the ref all the way back down was Luke Slavin, the offender of said icing. Out to Miller. Miller, a quick shot, and that's swallowed up by Stiles. Eric Miller. First it was Douglas, now it's Miller, the hungry one, looking for more. Very good game so far. A lot of physicality, a lot of offense, and a lot of defense. Couldn't ask for much more. Miami crowd jeering the Hoosiers all the way back to their bench. Face-off one in their zone by the Hoosiers. Out in a neutral ice. Zaharansky takes it. Drops it down for Cowan. Back to Zaharansky. Back down to Cowan, who retreats even further down to his own goal line. Almost losing that in the still partially wet defensive zone from the freshly cut ice. And it's thrown all the way in by Hartwell. McCormick gives chase. Driving his man to the wall, McCormick. Hartwell turning it, backhanding it while reversing. Back in deep. McCormick still battling for it. Taken by Burlando and thrown back in. McCormick still in deep, so he'll chase after it once more. Losing his stick on that play was defenseman Carter Grimes. And Miami taking an interference penalty. Not sure what for, but they're deeming Burlando the offender. And so, ironically, 18:38 to go in period number 2 was the exact same time in period number 1 where the Hoosiers struck to open this game. So Miami looking to kill this penalty off. They will employ the help of Lawrence, Barry, Douglas, and Bell. At the point, the goal scorer, pad save made by Roach. He'll swallow up any rebound attempt. Jerami with a point drive. Good pad save made there by Roach, and he'll take away any other opportunities. Quick shot off the point there from the face-off by the Hoosiers, collected by Miami. Trying to clear down the length of the ice. Good save there by Jerami, but now Douglas has some room. Douglas, oh, he trips and falls at the blue line. Douglas could have had yet another shorthanded break. Redhawks still attacking that puck, though. Barry on it, now Douglas. Douglas trying to take it away. Jerami manages to hold on. Jerami up ahead to Burke. Burke crosses the line. He stops, puts it back in deep for Jerami. Jerami back out at the point, firing is De Lorenzo, and that goes out of play. Minute 16 to go in this penalty kill for Miami. And unit number 2 comes on. Simeoni and McCauley, Eric Miller, and Gerling. Face-off won by Miller. McCauley gets to it first. Stopped at the boards by the Hoosiers, but unable to hold it in the zone was Myers, so they're forced to retreat. Holding on to it is De Lorenzo. De Lorenzo reverses in his own zone and brings it back up the other way. De Lorenzo still carrying it up ice. On the attack. Blows a tire. He gets taken down. Gerling trying to get up off of him. Quick shot attempt made there by Jerami, and a potential 2-on-1 for Miami, but they can't get there in time. So Miller just throws it all the way in and applies the pressure to force an offensive zone faceoff despite still being on the kill. Well, some good work there by the Redhawks. Jerami got ridden into the boards, but no penalty on the play, and rightfully so, as it was just Jerami losing his footing of his own accord. So now, Hartwell and McCormick. Short-handed face-off, won by the Hoosiers. Trying to take it up the other way, Grimes. Grimes up ahead for Rosenberg. Knocked away by Miami, recollected by Slavin. Just back up to Rosenberg. Rosenberg on the attack, below the net. Rosenberg out at the point. Grimes trying to put it on net, goes wide. Collected down low by Ruffner. Ruffner back for Grimes. Out in front for a net front shot. There was Chambers, but he chips that right over the net. Shot attempt there. Trying to get through McCormick and unable to do so was Rosenberg. Miami trying to attack, and now they are back to even strength. Cowan lost the puck in his feet, and so it's taken up the other way again by Rosenberg. Rosenberg drags, fires, good block there by Bell. The rebound, another block, this time made by Cowan. Hoosiers still collecting it. Miami getting hemmed into their zone here. Rosenberg feeding. Slavin, and another save by Jack Roach. Well, some goaltenders like to make it flashy. Custom helmet designs, full colored pads, crazy designs. Whether that's the Ohio flag adorned pads of Elvis Merzlikins or the bright yellow mustard pads of Yusei Saros, a lot of goalies like to make it flashy. Jack Roach, no such thing. All white Bauer pads. All white helmet. Now up the other way for Luke Miller, and he overskates it. Taken up the other way by the Hoosiers. Good play by Berlando to take that puck back. Zaharansky with it now. Across for his partner Lawrence. Lawrence facilitates a breakout. Luke Miller tries to pass it up to himself, but again, couldn't quite get there. Zaharansky across for Lawrence again. Taking the puck back for the Redhawks. Lawrence, a drive in, glove down, and holding onto it is Stiles. Just under 5 minutes passing here. Period number 2 still tied at 1. 15:24 to go, to be exact. And now, Gerling will take the face-off. Gerling against Jerami. 2 Gs. Gerling fighting for it. Jerami chipping it past Anderson. Schweitzer to the rescue, turning and firing it back in deep. Styles out to play. Gerling trying to get there first, not quite able to. And now up the other way, De Lorenzo. De Lorenzo drops it off for Jerami, firing a shot, and that's swallowed up by Roach. This battle of the rerun of the ACHA D2 men's hockey title. Everything you would want it to be. Unless you're a Redhawks fan like me. You want it to be a Miami win. And we'll find that out in about 35 minutes, barring overtime. 35 ice time minutes, I should say. Be closer to 60. Miami dumps it. Taken away by the Hoosiers up the other way, De Lorenzo. De Lorenzo firing a shot, and again swallowed up and held on by Roach. .42 to go in period number 2. Approaching the halfway point of regulation time. Barry takes the face-off, won by the Hoosiers. Out at the point, stays onside. Just barely, though, by the hands of Pizzuto. Up the other way, Freiberger. Douglas trying to center it back out for Barry. Good defensive block by Pizzuto. Up the other way for the Hoosiers. Long-range shot stopped by Roach. The rebound taken away by Freiberger. Douglas down to Freiberger. Barry. Barry up the other way with a seam. Barry driven into the wall. Still has the puck. Centering attempt there for Bell. Bell loses it in his skates and is taken down. Hoosiers up the other way, 2-on-2. Simeoni gets there first in the corner, trying to angle away. Urbanchik. Simeoni gets the puck and takes up the other way. Bell for McCormick. McCormick trying to make a move. McCauley keeps it in. Hoosiers take it back. Eric Miller drives it all the way back in deep. McCormick coming from the other side, putting some pressure on that puck. McCormick again looking for it. Taken away once more by the Hoosiers. Glove down by Simeoni in neutral ice, avoids the hit, but can't keep possession of the puck. Up the other way is Slavin. Slavin off on the backhand, trying to get it was Urbanchik, but he couldn't finish the move off. There's a sprawling Roach making a desperate save attempt. Didn't even need to. Simeoni crosses the red line, throws it in. Partial line change for the Red Hawks. Taken up the other way by the Hoosiers, though. Bauermeister. Bauermeister puts it in deep. Burke gives it chase. Taken away by McCauley, though. Up the other way for Hartwell. Hartwell up for Luke Miller. Miller up the left side. Drops it off for Hartwell. Hartwell drags and fires. Goes through the goalie. The rebound! Oh, just to the side of the net. Would have been a beautiful sharp angle shot there. Taken away by the Hoosiers in neutral ice. Glove down and taken up the other way. Put in deep by Slavin. Zaharansky. Up for Berlando. Berlando gets a stick on it, but goes past him. So now the Hoosiers possess it in their own zone. Turning and going up the other way. Ruffner. Ruffner alongside Chambers with it. Back for Ruffner. Ruffner fires and scores. Well, an unfortunate series of events there for Miami. Ruffner left out all alone in the high slot. That's a dangerous place for a good shot like him to be. And just like that, it is 2-1 Hoosiers. 11:55 to go in period number 2. Well, despite special teams being rather prominent in this game so far, hasn't played any important role, as all goals have been even strength. Miami dumps it in quickly. And some extracurriculars after Styles grabs it as the Hoosiers swarm Gerling. Not sure if they interpreted it as Gerling snowing their goalie or trying to get an extra chop, but whatever the case, they didn't appreciate it. Gerling will take the face-off. Wins it off the side to Anderson, but that's taken away by the Hoosiers. Gerling recollects it out, looking to the slot, no one's home. Back at the point for Zaharansky. Looking over his options. Backhands it off for Lawrence. Lawrence puts it on net. The rebound is loose. Gerling trying to get a backhand on it, turning and firing a shot. That was stopped by Styles. Gerling collects the rebound. Taken down. That's going to be a penalty on the Hoosiers. It's going to be a holding call. Miami with another power play opportunity. Unfortunately, Bauermeister. Oh, ref takes a tumble. And the fans like that. Unfortunately, Bauermeister, you cannot wrap your arm around your opponent and pull a wrestling drop move on them. Not how hockey works, unfortunately. So Miami's top unit going back out there, trying for a better power play than their previous one. Luke Miller losing his footing, but Miami still collecting off the faceoff. Down for Eric Miller. Oh, trying to center it out. Bounced off a Hoosier stick and almost on net. Bell across from McCormick at the blue line. McCormick back for Bell. Bell fakes the slap shot. Luke Miller puts it on net. Bobbled for a minute, but held on by Styles. So 20 seconds off the clock. And that ever dangerous drive by Bell is what you want to look out for if you're killing a Miami penalty. But that's the thing about Bell. He doesn't have to make that shot. He faked it there, as he does often. And either way, it's a dangerous thing to look out for. He's the point man there for a reason. He's gotten a lot of goals and assists making that same move. McCormick. Hartwell trying to center it out in front. Good sticks there by the Hoosiers to deflect it away. And Miami forced to reset. Bell goes all the way down below his net. Turning and starting up the other way. Bell looking for Luke Miller, but it bounces off his skate. And so the Red Hawks are forced to retreat. Bell drops back off for Luke Miller. McCormick. Bell. Bell will cross that line. Bell now below the net. Final minute of the power play. Back at the point for McCormick. Trying to pass, didn't get everything he wanted on it, so now he's got to go collect it. Cleared, however, by the Hoosiers. McCormick not happy about that. Roach plays it all the way out to the middle. Burlando trying to gain a seam. Burlando trying to put it on net, couldn't quite get to the puck in time for a good opportunity. Puck is loose. Out to the point. Bell loads up, fakes the shot, passes away. Eric Miller loses it. McCauley. Miller. McCauley below the net. McCauley given all the room in the world. Not a single Hoosier on him. Miller back for Burlando. Back down for Miller. Across from McCauley, can't collect it. Back at the point. Bell holds it. Bell back in deep. That'll do it for the power play. Back to even strength. Simeone drops back in case of a turnover, but Burlando still has it. Burlando stopped along the boards. Taken again by Eric Miller. Miller trying to get a sharp angle shot away. He flubbed it. Bounces off a stanchion in Miami's favor. Staying on the attack. Hoosiers finally get it away, but Miami recollects it just past the blue line, so they'll put it back in. And finally giving them some breathing room is Styles as he stops that puck. Well, yet another penalty killed off, so still not a single special teams goal tonight so far, as we have passed the halfway point of the game. Still 2-1 in favor of the Hoosiers. Now we are after midnight, so happy November 8th if that holiday is of, or if that day is of any importance to any of you, as Schweitzer's taken down, but refs losing sight of the puck even though Styles didn't have it. But as the affluent would say, them's the rules. So So we'll reset right here at the same spot. Gerling once again to take the face-off. Anderson fighting for it. Anderson wins it. Anderson to the net, goes through the blue paint. Good play there by Gerling to keep it on the attack. Anderson has room. Anderson off the post. Good attempt there by Gus Anderson. Schweitzer taken down. And now collision courses. Sharp angle shot by Gerling, stopped and held on by Stiles. And this game is getting chippier. Freiberger, Barry, and Douglas. Douglas, the goal scorer for Miami. That offensive line looks pretty good so far tonight. Zaharansky and Lawrence back on D. Barry trying to win the faceoff. Can't quite do so, but the clearing attempt bounces off body and goes out of play, so faceoff will remain in the zone. .8:10 left in period number 2. Barry taking the faceoff. Barry winning the faceoff back to Douglas. Douglas fires a shot that's stopped off the pad of Stiles. Douglas again. That time it was blocked, and now up the other way for the Hoosiers with numbers. Missed pass, however, prevents an odd man rush. Lawrence on the attack, taken away by the Hoosiers. All the way back at the point, firing a shot there was Pizzuto. Good block there by Douglas. Douglas has done it all so far tonight. Up ahead for Freiberger. Freiberger trying to lance that puck forward. Bringing it back the other way are the Hoosiers. Rock. Cross for Jerami. Back for Rock. And a turnover to Douglas. Douglas up ahead for Freiberger. Freiberger across to Lawrence. Lawrence has room, fires. What a glove save by Stiles. Oh, so close to tying that game back up. And the red-hot glove hand of Jack Stiles keeps this a 2-1 game. Now the first line back out for Miami. Hartwell won it to Miller. Miller puts it on net quickly. The rebound for McCormick. Puck is still loose, and it's cleared away by the Hoosiers. They'll bring it up the other way. Rosenberg up the right side. Rosenberg firing a shot. Good stick there by Cowan to knock it out of play. Just a second shy of 7 to go in period number 2. Still 2-1 in favor of the Hoosiers, but a very, very competitive game from both sides of the ice. First line back out there still. Face off one by the Hoosiers. They'll throw it back in deep. Getting there first was Chambers. Now Rosenberg. Backward pass, cycled it down. Out to the point, Jerami. Jerami to his partner, Myers. He fires a shot that doesn't make it all the way to the net. Battle for the puck. Rosenberg lost it by way of Cowan. Cowan has it now. Miami looking for a breakout. Miller, no look backhanded pass to nobody, and that's taken back away. Miami getting away with one there is laboring after a cross check to the back is Chambers. Looks like Miller got away with that one. Hoosiers miscommunicated there, and that gives Miami an opportunity to get the puck out into neutral ice. Hoosiers are just going to reload, though, but a delayed offside means Miami almost had enough time to get it out, but Hoosiers very aggressive on that puck, and they keep it in the attacking zone. Quick shot attempt made there. Bounces off skate. Up ahead to Hartwell. Hartwell looking for McCormick. McCormick was turning around, so he won't get there, but it won't have enough legs to go the distance for icing. Reloaded by the Hoosiers. Up the other way now, Bauermeister. Bauermeister chasing down his own puck, and that's going to be a tripping against Simeoni. Not much you can do there. Got it for the puck. And now Simeoni to the box for a tripping for the 5th penalty of the game. So with 5:28 to go here, Miami, another tall order. Kill off this penalty. Simeone not happy with himself, or the call, whichever it is. Ultimately, not a whole lot Simeone could have done there. It didn't seem intentional by any way. He was advancing his stick outwards to make a play on that puck, and it just so happened to trip up. But Douglas gets it off a bobbled pass. He's not going to be able to make it in time for a breakaway, but he's still on that puck. Man, Douglas has had an amazing game. Douglas throws it all the way back towards his own end to give some breathing room to the Killers as they throw it back into the Hoosier end. A great play-by-play announcer once called shifts like these a Conn Smythe shift. Recently retired Doc Emmerich as Douglas again throws it down the length of the ice and killing off more time for the Red Hawks. As he goes off for a change. Now Berlando and Eric Miller, the forwards out. Defense stay out. They haven't had a whole lot of work to do anyways by way of Douglas. Sharp angle shot there. Blocker save made by Roach. The rebound knocked away by Berlando. Berlando fighting for it for position. Tried to cycle it down. Gets back into Hoosier possession. Back at the point for Jerami. Jerami puts it on net. Doesn't quite make it in front though. Rock. De Lorenzo. De Lorenzo fires a shot. Again, bounces through traffic and doesn't make it on net. Held in at the line by the Hoosiers. Rock in the corner. Jerami will take it back up towards the blue line. Jerami turning. Trying to fire. That goes wide of the net. Good block there by Miller. Back for Miller's opposite number, Burke. Rock again. De Lorenzo. Jerami fires a shot over the net. And it will go all the way down the ice. Taken back by De Lorenzo. De Lorenzo fires a shot, stopped and held by Roach. Some extracurriculars between McCauley and De Lorenzo as De Lorenzo went straight to Roach, who covered that up. And ill-advised move there by Gerling as he takes a chop there at Rock. And that's going to get him a high sticking call. So before Miami's even killed off their first penalty, they've got a second to go now. This is where you got to let cooler heads prevail. And now Miami has a 6-second 5-on-3. If they can withstand those 6 seconds, they'll have another minute 54 to kill from Gerling. Gerling needs to hope and pray. Excuse me. That Bell, Miller, and Cowan can kill off this penalty. First penalty killed off. Now out is Barry. Back to 5-on-4. Rosenberg back at the point. Back to Rosenberg. Good stick there by Barry to get it out of play. Minute 40 to go in the Gerling penalty. Eric Miller, Barry, Cowan, and Bell. Good clear by Barry. That'll go down the length of the ice off the face-off. Gives Miami some much-needed breathing room. Looking over his options, slowing it down. Ruffner, one of the goal scorers. Up ahead for Rosenberg. Rosenberg with speed out into the middle. Curling all the way back to the blue line. Dropping it off for Ruffner. Ruffner all the way across for Grimes. Back for Ruffner, firing a shot. Glove, saved by Roach. 2:40 to go in period number 2. A minute 8 to go in the Gerling high sticking penalty. Miller to take that face off. Won by the Hoosiers. Grimes again. One-timer attempt. Good save once again by Roach. Ruffner with the one-timer. That's the second time that Roach has taken a shot close to the mask. Probably hit his neck protector, though. And we'll reset. Face-off bounces off a skate. Gets back to the Hoosier point. Grimes again. Grimes for Rosenberg. Back for Grimes. Down for Ruffner. Ruffner trades places with Grimes. Ruffner moving in. Ruffner fires a shot. Blocker save made by Roach. Rosenberg below the red line. Rosenberg drops it off for Slavin. Back at the point for Grimes. Grimes and Ruffner again trade places. Grimes moving in now. Grimes, sharp angle shot, pad save. Hoosiers unable to collect the rebound, but now they hold it at the blue line. Ruffner again. Ruffner moving in with space. Good save by Roach once again. Jack Roach pulling off some heroics in this extended kill. And Jack Roach, the goalie called upon for tonight, and he's doing a good job at showing why that was the right choice. Face off again, won by the Hoosiers. 15 seconds to go in this kill for Miami. Jerami down low to Rock. First unit back out there for the Hoosiers. Rock trying to center it. Gets it across for Jerami. Bounces off his skate instead of his stick, though, so he has to recollect it. Out in front, trying to chip it home there was Burke, but he can't. And that'll do it. Another penalty killed by Miami. You got to think that might give them some energy as Drew Douglas is back out there doing what he does best, interrupting plays. Burlando on the attack. Burlando has Douglas. Douglas up the right side. Douglas back for Burlando. Oh, what a save by Stiles! You've got to be kidding me! Toe save made by Stiles to prevent this from being a tie game. Redhawks trying to get back on the attack. Drew Douglas. Douglas has it. Douglas with some room out for Freiberger. Backhand, another save by Stiles. Gets out into neutral ice. McCauley. Final minute in period number 2. Bell, Burlando, now Douglas. Not sure what the referee calls here, but looks like it might have gone out of play. No. They're calling a too many men penalty on Miami. So again, a kill for Miami. 50 seconds left in period number 2. McCormick will serve. Just when they finished killing off 2, they get a third. And man, did it bring energy, but you can't let yourself into this territory as Roach covers up. If there is one bright side to this kill, it is separated by the intermission. So if Miami can hold for the next 39 seconds, a lot of teams really don't like dealing with split power plays as it can ruin some momentum. Back at the point, De Lorenzo puts it on and scores. That makes it 3-1. And the second goal of the night, that comes in the final 35 seconds of the period. Well, you had to think eventually this was going to come back to bite Miami. And finally, in the final minute of period 2, it does. You can't take this many penalties. Whether it's your fault or not, you can't let yourself take this many penalties, especially preventable ones like many of these have been, and expect yourself to come out without any sort of retribution from the defending national champions. So now, with 18 and a half to go in period 2, Miami is going to have to follow the words of the great Connor McDavid and dig in, and they don't. Because that is 4-1 Hoosiers immediately off the faceoff. That tall order, it just got taller. 16 seconds to go. And that goal is scored by Ruffner again. That's his second of the night. Well, you have to imagine head coach Alex Delaney is going to have some words for this group with the effort that's been put in at the end of this period. Bell out for Gerling. Taken away by the Hoosiers in their zone and bearing it along the boards to end the period. After 40 minutes of play, Hoosiers 4, Redhawks 1. We will be back for the final 20 minutes of regulation. Will Miami be able to fight this one off? We will see. Getting ready for the beginning of period number 3. And the mood here at Goggin Ice Center, much different from how it was just 30 to 40 minutes ago. Now a Herculean effort is required by the Redhawks to bring this one back. Indiana University showing why they are the national champions. Now Miami needs to show why they were right there. Hartwell will take the face-off. And a false start. Let me try again. Hartwell will take the face-off. There we go. Face-off opening won by the Hoosiers. Hoosiers start on the attack, crossing that red line, then the blue. Burke dumps it in deep. Burke alongside Slavin. Slavin with it at the red line. Turning and firing in the wraparound, and they score. Not the start you want for Miami. This 3-goal game just became a 4-goal game. 27 seconds in. Well, I apologize. I'm finding it difficult to find the appropriate words for this as Indiana ices it. So now the Redhawks already with a tough ask ahead of them to find 3, need to find 4. And what started as a great game for Jack Roach has quickly dissipated. Back at the point. Tipped on net. Stiles with the save. Gerling. Back to Schweitzer. Back for Gerling. Gerling turns. Fires. Sharp angle. Stopped by Stiles. And the whistle goes. Calls for the net coming from its moorings. So we'll just get reset here on the right side. Gerling will take the faceoff. Gerling versus Jerami. Gerling wins it. Cowan putting it on net. Goes just wide. Schweitzer cycles it down for Gerling. Gerling trying to get it back to Schweitzer, but that's taken away by Jerami. Jerami up the other way. Knocked out of midair by Schweitzer. Back the other way. Hoosiers look to reset, break it out once more. Jerami has it again. Jerami up the middle, up for Rock. Rock loses it. Cowan the other way. Anderson. Anderson taking his man down. He said, get out of my way. Hoosiers take the puck back nonetheless. Frustration clearly starting to have a physical impact on Miami's game. And they need to be careful of that because all that's going to do is bring them back to the penalty box. And we saw what good that did them in period 2. Lawrence. Freiberger up ahead for Barry. Barry with some speed. Barry getting around his head. Scores! What a snipe! Put your heads down. Jude Barry made it a 3-goal game again. Just a minute and a half after the 5-1 goal. You can put the defibrillators away. Miami's got life. Five to 2 game now. Miami immediately back on the attack. Freiberger. Taken away by the Hoosiers. Freiberger drives his man all the way into the boards. Taken away by Rosenberg. Goes down the length of the ice and a quick change. And that is not met with very warm reception by the Redhawks bench. They're arguing that Pizzuto jumped off the bench for too many men to make a play on that puck that otherwise would have been reached by Freiberger in time and negated the icing. No such luck. Miami now has to bring it all the way back in. And that's what Drew Douglas is setting out to do. Douglas across the blue line. Douglas puts it on net, stopped by Stiles. Barry buries his man. But it's up the other way for the Hoosiers. Thrown all the way in by the Hoosiers. Lawrence gets there first. Turned over to the Hoosiers. Barry on the attack. Barry helps knock it loose to Lawrence, but it throws right back into the fur ball. Now Freiberger. Freiberger manages to clear it, and that line goes for a line change. Almost wholesale. Lawrence being the only man remaining out there for Miami. Gangler loses his footing, but McCauley has the puck. McCauley bobbles the puck and loses it. And now it's a fur ball kicked out of there by Rosenberg. Point shot made there by Pizzuto. That goes harmlessly wide. Out in front, centering attempt to feed Reindl. Nothing happening there. Knocked down by Reindl, firing a shot. That's blocked. The puck is loose in traffic. And it's stopped and held on by Roach. Miami needs to settle down here a little bit. Some jitters. Simple mistakes in puck handling, puck playing. Those are the kind of things you need to settle down if you want any hope. Bringing it back. Simeoni. Turned over, firing a long-range shot there. But it's Reindl and a blocker saved by Roach. Roach. Well, fortunately, it seemed Roach was hurt, but nope, just removing his blocker to check his skate blade. Making sure everything's right on his left pad. Orlando ejected from the faceoff. Gangler to take it instead. Faceoff won by the Hoosiers. Quick shot by Reindl. Pad save by Roach. The rebound. Roach diving across. No shot went away, though. Brandenburg fired a shot. Good block by Simeoni. Gets back at the point for the Hoosiers. Reindl collects it again. Knocked away by Simeoni. The rebound is taken away, and Gangler up the other way. Gangler crossing that red line. Up ahead for Luke Miller. Luke Miller loses it. Gets back at the point for Simeoni. Drags, fires off the post! Another post for Miami. And it will go all the way the length of the icing off a missed pass, and that'll be icing against Indiana. 15:39 to go here in period number 3. Time is slipping away quickly. Miami needs to make the most of it. 3-goal game. And that top line is out there looking to do some damage. Hartwell will lose the face-off, but it gets back to Eric Miller. Eric Miller takes a tumble, holds onto the puck, though, and unfortunately a miscommunication gives the formerly trapped Hoosiers an opportunity to make a line change. Bell turning in another miscommunication, leading to a puck going out of play. Again, Miami has to settle down here. They can't let the nerves get the better of them. And right now, there's just an innate, inherent lack of coordination that is usually ever present in Miami's game that is messing up their rhythm. You either do this as a team or not at all. Miller up for Hartwell. Hartwell dumps it in deep. Hoosiers collect it, though. McCormick interrupts that, but can't keep it in the zone. Taken away again by McCormick. Up the other way. McCormick with some speed. McCormick into the corner. Absorbs the hit. Loses the puck in the process. Bell pinching in, trying to keep it in the zone. Unfortunately, not able to do that. So it goes all the way down, but Eric Miller is the first to get there. Miller fighting his opposite number as it gets out into neutral ice. To Miami's benefit, bounced off a ref skate. And Miller puts it in. And an icing will be called on Miami as Some good footwork by Pizzuto to angle off Hartwell. And now a tired first line for Miami has to stay out. 14:34 to go here in period number 3. Hoosiers 5, Redhawks 2. Hartwell again on the faceoff. Wins it across to Bell. Bell tries to clear it. Bounced off a Hoosier skate, but unable to collect it. So Hartwell will bring it in himself and allow his line mates to change. Hartwell firing a shot. Pad saved by Stiles. The rebound taken away by the Hoosiers. Rock moving in, firing. Glove save and out by Roach. Looking all the way up ahead for Hartwell. Can't collect it, and that's another icing against the Redhawks. So Hartwell is still stranded out there. Exhausted. Colin Hartwell trying to get any energy back for himself. As he's called to the faceoff dot once again, this time won by the Hoosiers. Out across for Pizzuto. Pizzuto puts it on net, tipped, but it goes wide. Battle for the puck in the corner, taken away. And 2 good saves there by Roach. Held at the line, but Schweitzer drops down to his leg, and a bit of an unconventional as Hartwell needs to stop or he's going to get a penalty on himself. Although it's taken up the other way by the Redhawks. Hartwell a little bit lucky he didn't get called there. But nonetheless, a 2-on-1 developing here for the Hoosiers, but a good play by Marsink to stop that. Anderson up the other way now. Numbers for Miami. Anderson, backhand, stopped by Stiles. The rebound is loose. Schweitzer can't get there. Marsink holds at the line. Battle for the puck at the line. Marsink drives in a little bit. Taken away by the Hoosiers. Now the Hoosiers with numbers again. A 3-on-1 developing for the Hoosiers. Rock tries to get a tip out in front for Jerami, but he's not there to collect it in time. Jerami recollects the puck and is taken down. Rock drops it off of Rosenberg, trying to get it out in front. Jerami passed off his skate. Good save there by Roach, returning to the right post. Back out for Rock. Miami doing everything they can to clear, but Rosenberg still holds on. Rosenberg has room, fires a shot. Good block there by McCauley. Held in by Brandenburg. Rosenberg once again. Rosenberg loses his footing and goes down. Gerling, Marsink, both fighting for the puck. The fur ball gathers. Redhawks take their men. Hoosiers win possession, but driven right back into the wall by Anderson. Out to the point. Firing a shot attempt. Good block by McCauley again. Puck gets knocked down. No high stick. All the way back down to Marsink, and the Redhawks get a little bit of breathing room. Marsink skewers it out into neutral ice. Allows the Hoosiers to get it, but it allows Miami to get a much-needed line change. Up for Gerling. A big reverse hit made there by Gerling. Up the other way. Gangler trying to cycle it back. Didn't have enough legs, so it's taken back by the Hoosiers. Puck played out to center. Another play made by McCauley on the puck. Thrown back in by Gangler. Luke Miller on the attack. Clock ticking down. 11:35 to go. Out in the neutral ice for Simiani, who elects to dump it in. Redhawks touch up. Berlando immediately back on that puck. Hoosier is doing a good job at possessing it. Miami trying to chase it down. Not able to do so far. Bauermeister puts it in and out of play, and it'll be outside of the zone as a result, as Bauermeister is stood up by Simiani. So Miami not abandoning their physical game, but they have 11 minutes to find 3 goals. Berlando to take the faceoff. Won again by the Hoosiers. Faceoffs need to improve as well for Miami if they're going to finish this one. Gangler, long-range stretch pass. Miller gets down there in time. Berlando, back for Miller. Taken away by the Hoosiers, held at the line. Quick shot attempt made there by Cowan. Blocked, gets back to Cowan. Cowan toes the line, tries to put one on net. Good block made there by the skate of Reindl. Gets back out to Gangler. Gangler loads and fires. What a save there by Stiles. Collected by Reindl. Held in at the line by Bell. And that'll go down the length of the ice for an icing call. And the icing is negated by the referee. And the Miami bench is incensed. Even Jack Roach. Douglas trying to get it out in front. Bell across to Cowan. Back for Bell. Bell crosses the line. Tried to backhand it on net, goes wide. Barry in there in time. Puck going across. Cowan manages to get across in time and hold it. Throws it back in deep. Gets past Douglas. Another clearing attempt made there. Glove down by Freiberger. Freiberger throws it in deeper. Douglas trying to get there. Douglas clearly tired. And Hoosiers with numbers. Coming in Burke. Burke taken down off the block by Bell. Good block there by Bell. Douglas up the other way. Douglas refusing to make a change, and he wants to put some attack on. Douglas losing his footing. Dropping fire and scores! 5-3! Connor Freiberger, another snipe! And Stiles loses his water bottle for the second time tonight! There is life in this building! Just after the clock strikes 1 o'clock, Freiberger makes it a 2-goal game once more. Quick win by the Miami Redhawks off the faceoff. Taken away, though, by the Hoosiers. Rock. Good block there by Lawrence. Eric Miller. Up for McCormick. McCormick with speed. Drops it off for Hartwell. Hartwell puts it on net, saved by Stiles. The rebound, Hartwell puts it back on net, and that's taken away. Up the other way. De Lorenzo. De Lorenzo taken down. And losing his helmet is De Lorenzo. Big hit there by Lawrence. As Hartwell exchanging some words. I think Hartwell is trying to argue with the refs that De Lorenzo's helmet was not properly secured, and that's why he lost it. De Lorenzo headed back to the bench. Everybody on the Miami bench has some words for him. 8:57 to go here in period number 3. Still 5-3 in favor of the Hoosiers, but Miami gets 2 back. Face-off won by the Hoosiers and dumped in deep. Lawrence with it. Lawrence bodied up and taken away by the Hoosiers. Bounces off the side of the net, and Lawrence gets it back. Lawrence out into center ice. Played back in by the Hoosiers. Roach out to stop that puck up. Marsink trying to backhand it over to Lawrence. Goes off a body. Taken away by Rosenberg. Rosenberg turning and firing a sharp angle shot. That was stopped and held on by Roach. Time continues to wind down for Miami. But 2 goals in 8 minutes is a much, much less uncomfortable spot to be in than how they started this period. Redhawks win the faceoff. Anderson plays it ahead for McCauley. McCauley out into neutral ice. Manages to hold on to it. McCauley crosses the line. McCauley fires! Glove saved by Stiles. He can't hold on to it, and it's cleared out into neutral ice. Gerling quickly trying to recollect it and put it back in. Another battle for the puck ensues. Gerling turns around in time to see it almost pass him by. Passes it off for Simeoni. Simeoni dumps it in past the red line. Anderson chases it down. Anderson tried to center it out there for Schweitzer. Couldn't get it in time. Anderson along the border. Anderson loses the puck. And now Hoosiers up the other way. Narrowly avoiding the hit there by Anderson. Anderson trying to catch him on a line change, but they get out there in time to stop him. Dump back in by the Hoosiers. McCauley will get there first, but it gets past him. Out in front. Bounces onto Simeone's stick off Roach. Advances it up for Schweitzer. Schweitzer up ahead for Anderson. Anderson can't collect it, but he recollects it turning around. Puts it in deep. Burlando gives chase. Gangler recollects it and throws it back in. Luke Miller collects it. Taken away, but held at the line by Cowan. Off for Gangler. Gangler can't collect it for a shot. Burlando on it now. Burlando turns and fires. That bounces off a stick. The rebound out for Luke Miller. Miller has it taken away. Gangler! Gangler drags, fires, goes through the paint! Taken up the other way by Rock now. Rock. Hip check by Bell as Luke Miller takes it away. Miller with some fancy moves to evade his men. Miller resetting play off for Bell. Bell looks over his options, gets it up for Gangler. Gangler loses it in his skates. Holds on to that puck though. Hoosiers recollect it, but Bell gets there first. Tipped away by a Hoosier stick, so it's no icing, and it forces Styles to cover. So an offensive zone faceoff for Miami. And the line that got goal number 3 headed back out there to try to get number 4. Barry, Freiberger, Douglas. Face-off won by the Hoosiers, but quickly taken away by Douglas. Sharp angle shot, bounced off the skate of Styles. Taken by Douglas again. Douglas holds on to it, taken away by the Hoosiers. Bell trying to hold the line, not successful in doing so. Numbers developing here for the Hoosiers. Good play there by Cowan to prevent it from getting in front of the net. Barry up for Douglas in the D zone. Chipped back in by the Hoosiers. Barry again trying to get it out to center for Douglas. Taken away again by the Hoosiers. Barry fights his man off, gets down for Bell. Bell chips it for Cowan. Cowan with it behind the net, giving the Redhawks some breathing room. Bounced off a stick, but in front of the blue line, and that'll be icing against the Redhawks. Head coach Alex Laney arguing that was tipped. Referee remains stone-faced in that. In light of that, so 5.5 to go, Miami still needs to find 2 goals. Barry to take the face-off. Won it to Bell. Bell can't clear it in time. Quick shot there by the Hoosiers, goes wide of the net. Douglas trying to fight for position, can't get there in time. Hoosiers on the attack, firing a shot. Partial save made there by Roach. Barry with a big hit, taking his man down, giving some energy to his team. Gets back down for Bell. Bell reverses, shaking his man. Barry trying to clear it. Freiberger and Barry collectively manage to clear it. Forces a touch up by the Hoosiers. And a partial change for the Redhawks. Stretch pass for Douglas. Stretch back up for Eric Miller. Miller crossing that blue line, and I don't know if that contact with the stick caused an offside. That looks like what happened. Hartwell off the face-off to McCauley. McCauley with a strong drive right on Styles, and he has to cover up. Great play by McCauley there to force an offside face-off into an offensive zone face-off in just a couple of seconds. Hartwell to take the face-off again. Won by the Hoosiers. Goes around the corner. Battle for the puck. Hartwell unable to keep it in, trying to glove it down, not successfully. Goes the entire length of the ice. McCauley. Good move by McCauley to avoid a hit. McCauley playing keep away. All the way out for McCormick. Across for a streaking Miller. Miller's got some room. Drags, fires. Stop, rebound, another stop by Styles. A third shot, Hartwell, and that's blocked. Miami throwing everything they can at that net. Block, saves, everything the Hoosiers need. They're getting right now. Miami needs to find a way to solve Styles twice in the next 4 minutes. Styles saves and holds on. Bell and Cowan go out on D. Berlando, Miller, Gangler line out for the Red Hawks. Berlando to take the face-off. Wins it back to Cowan. Across for Bell. One-timer! Goes just wide. Battle for the puck in the boards. Luke Miller fighting for it. Berlando absorbing a hit to make a play on the puck. Gets out for Gangler. Gangler looking for his options. Goes below the net. Cycles it back. Sharp and scores! 1-0! What a shot! And it's Luke Miller a la Leon Draisaitl from the goal line! It's a one-goal game! Quick face-off, won by Gangler. Gangler jumps it back in. Styles covers it up, and he's forced to do so. 3:24 to go in regulation. Not only does this crowd have life, not only does this bench have life, they're all on their feet. Speaking of feet, the Hoosiers are on their heels. Berlando again to take the, or Hartwell, excuse me, to take the face-off. Immediately thrown down the length of the ice for an icing against the Hoosiers. So the trapped Hoosier players must stay out. 3:17 to go. 5-4 was the final score of the championship game in overtime. Miami is not looking for a repeat. Rep prevents the puck from being dropped, fixed as the net. And here we go. Face-off won by the Red Hawks. Quick shot made by Miller. That goes, doesn't get on net in front of traffic. Hartwell trying to feed McCormick, can't quite get there in time. Red Hawks have to retreat. Rosenberg trying to bring it up the other way. Multi-layered attack there by the Hoosiers. Don't ultimately get one on net, but they're still on the attack. Quick shot, pad save, the rebound out. Good block there by Miller. Selling all the way out. Down to the final three. Centering pass attempt, stopped by Bell. Now gets out for Cowan. Cowan up for McCormick. McCormick looking for Bell. A turnover. Rosenberg saved by the glove of Roach. Dangerous turnover there. Roach says, don't worry, I've got it. Simeone gets it off the face-off win by Barry. Down across to his partner in McCauley. McCauley feeds Douglas. Douglas tried to get out to Freiberger, bounced off his skate. Rosenberg tries to go the other way, gets hit, so he can't make it there in time. Simeone down for McCauley. Back for Simeone. Up for Douglas. Douglas tried to put it in deep, ended up going off a Hoosier body. So out of play. 2:10 to go. Tensions high at the Goggin Ice Center.
I mean, where should I really even start? I got that I'm keeping in the dark.
Line change again for the Red Hawks. The group that brought it within one is back out there. Luke Miller puts it in deep. Chases it down himself. Hoosiers get there first. Simeone holds the line. Puts it on net. Glove save by Styles. He bobbles it and then covers it. Roach starting to sit further outside of his net for obvious reasons. And a timeout being called by the Red Hawks. Head coach Alex Delaney making the play call. 1:56 to go. 5-4. They found 3 goals in this period. They've brought life back into this rink. They've brought life back into themselves. They've brought confidence back. They've found their game. They've got everything they're looking for except that last tying goal. Can they find it in 1:56? Refs blow their whistles. Time up on the timeout. Number 1 in maroon returns to his net. Will number 1 in white do the same? He will not. 6 bodies for the Hawks. Burlando, McCormick, both Millers, Bell and Cowan. Gets to Cowan at the point, tries to put it on net. In traffic, Luke Miller back to Cowan. Cowan down to Miller. Back to Cowan. All the way across to McCormick. Out in front, bounces off a body. That's stopped by Stiles on the slide across. Miami quick to apply some pressure. They've gotten close. They've gotten posts. They need one more to hit Twine. Burlando again. Wins it to Luke. Back for Cowan. Cowan can't quite hold the line. Good pressure there by Chambers. Forces Cowan to, if just by a millimeter. And out of an abundance of caution, Miami returns Roach to the net. Pulls Eric. Face-off won by the Red Hawks, but overskating it. Turning and putting it back in deep was Cowan, taken away by the Hoosiers. Up the other way. Skewers it all the way into Miami zone. Bell. Drops it off for Burlando, gets to Cowan instead. Final 60 seconds coming here in short order. Puck stays barely in play. Now a minute to go. Roach back to his net. Out in front for Bell! The puck is loose! Luke Miller driving his man to the net. Burlando's there. Burlando around the back of the net. Burlando out to the point for Bell. Bell across. Cowan. Cowan fakes the shot, puts it down in the corner for Miller. Eric back out for Cowan. Cowan across for Bell. Bell chips it on net. Held not quite at the line by Bell. Miami has to recollect quickly. Delayed offsides forces McCormick to not grab it, and they have to touch up. Trying to clear it are the Hoosiers, but they can't. Down for Eric Miller. Eric Miller loses his footing. Gets it down low for Cowan. 15 seconds to go. Out at the point for Bell. Bell looking across for Miller. Miller can't collect it. Turns and fires a shot. That's wide. It'll go out almost to Bell, but that's cleared again by the Hoosiers. Miami has to clear it onside. Bell stayed onside for some reason, and that's going to almost do it. 2.3 to go. What was Bell thinking? .3 on the clock. This is probably going to do it, barring a miracle. Eric Miller at the faceoff. And that'll do it. They squeezed every ounce they could. But they could not complete it. Whether you would argue it's the 32nd into the third goal or the power play goal, they fall short by one once again. An admirable, energetic, amazing Herculean effort by Miami, but it just wasn't enough. Ladies and gentlemen, our final score on tonight's game: Indiana University 5, Miami University 4. Redhawks goals coming by way of Douglas, Barry, Freiberger, and Luke Miller. Very good effort by pretty much every Red Hawk on that bench. I would venture to say every Red Hawk on that bench. But Indiana showing why they're the national champs. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been Coulter Piper. Thank you so much for listening. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to watch more live streams for your Red Hawks, and have a wonderful rest of your night.